Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you here. This is updating your membership portal. So I'm going to get down to business pretty quickly and we're going to go in. So I'm doing it under the Chamber's membership information just because I wouldn't want to show anybody else's, but I will be showing you, I will be toggling back and forth. So this is our Chamber's membership profile. This talks about who we have in the Chamber, who we don't have. And it also shows you that your team can be a part of your membership. And it allows them, see how I have login down here? As long as you have login credentials, you can sign up for events that are happening within the chamber. And so that's a great tool and a great way for you to be able to utilize. So we're going to be going through this pretty quickly. You're welcome to write down notes. I am recording, so if you want a copy of this because you forgot something or you need more information, you can always reach out to me, or you can go back to this video recording. So here's your personal profile. Some information on your personal profile. As you can see, you can put a picture in here. It gives your information, whatever information you want to put in there. You can put a personal bio if you want. You can also, the place that you put in photo, here's your photo. You can put down what groups or interests you might be interested in us sending information on. And then you can also put your personal social networks. A lot of people want to do more of their business networks. And so I can show you how to do that once we get to company. So we're going to go down to company. And this is actually what's more important than the personal, but the personal kind of, like I said, you can put a picture in, you can do some of those basic things. So your organization information. Now, when we go into organization information, this talks about your organization. Here is your physical address. Some people are home-based business. So when that's the case, we do not put this information in. And what we'll do is we won't use the physical mailing address. Let me undo that. And as you can see, this is tied to this. The mailing address is for our chamber, for me, Chad, Judith, and Christina to correspond with you, whereas the physical address is going to be for us to put information on our website. Now, speaking of that, when I go to see how I was in organization information and then I went to website information, see how this is blocked out? You can't see it. That's because this goes back to your organization information. Okay, so that's the difference. I know that might be a little confusing. If you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, please feel free to ask. So your website information pulls from your organization information. So organization information. When we go down, it's just going to say, here is your billing information. Here's your established date. If I don't have your established date, please send it to me. Margarita, I'm not sure if I have yours because we like to celebrate your anniversary dates. And what I mean by anniversary dates is your 5, 10, 15, 20, so on and so forth. We have some companies that have been around for 100 years. Let's celebrate. It just gives a nice way for us to be able to celebrate you before our installation gala. So, all right, as we go into the website, here is our website information. As I mentioned, you can put in your LinkedIn and your Facebook. So with that said, your LinkedIn, you're just going to put in your LinkedIn URL and your Facebook URL. Now we are in, remember, the company portion of this. So this is going to be your corporate. Now, if your personal is your corporate and your corporate is your personal, that's fine, put that in. But if you have separate business and personal, then this would be your business because it's under company. So then we go down to here. What is your web description? Now, ours is short. We don't have it on our page. We're the chamber. We're not going to have a separate page for us. So what I did is I went to Bunny's and I said, Bunny, tell us about you. And here's his about. So this description right here, which is in company under web information, you scroll down and it has your about. Okay, so I'm going to go back, show you. This is your about section, and this is where you'll find it in your membership portal section. Then when you go down, if you have hours of operation, some people do, some people don't, then you can put in your hours of operation. All right, So then when we go down to highlights, I'm going to go back to Benny's. All right, Benny's has highlights. The cool thing about this is, so this is where you're going to put it in. What's it called and what's the URL? Okay, so they're two different things. What you want it to be called and the URL are two different things. So when I go to Benny's, Benny's has order online. The cool thing about this is it auto-populates automatically to that specific location. And I can click close. So when I go to any of his highlights, it says best Mexican food. So I'm going to go back, and right here, again, I'm on my website, but it says instead of hot deals, it might say best Mexican food, and then his URL that corresponds with that. Anybody have any questions on that? Because I know for non-techie people like myself, before I started doing this, that was confusing. Okay, good. Moving on. This is what your website will look like before you do anything to it. Okay, you are just going to have at this time a map. All right, and your map may just say Los Angeles. However, when you spruce it up, this is where we go with it, and this is what it looks like. All right, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to go to
Kelly,
yes, go
with
ahead.
the website, this is the LAX coastal website versus
Correct.
my own personal website.
Correct. So when you log in, this is your LAX coastal web page.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yep. So what you can do is right here, I can go in and I can write Benny's and see how it auto-populates?
Yes,
Tacos auto-populates.
okay,
But until you spruce this up, this is what your web page will look like.
okay.
Okay, so that's why I toggle back and forth so you can see exactly what it's going to look like. All right, so then we go to logos. All right, so when we were looking at Benny's, here's our logo, LAX Coastal Chamber of Commerce. The reason why it's twice is we're going to go back to Benny's and his logo is up here. However, if they click on his logo right here, it goes to Benny's website. Even though it says website below, somebody may want to click up here. Why? I don't know, but because. We're just going to go with because. All right. So then we're going to go to photos. So you in company, this is all in company. I haven't strayed away from it. In company, in your photos, you can manage photos. You can do your gallery. Now, you can add an image. You can add many images. You can add as many as you want. With that said, you're also going to be able to add a video. So let's go back to Benny's, see what he has. He has a video first, which all will do video first, and then it will go to your photos, and you can put whatever photos you want that relate. All right, so speaking of video, when we go to video, now, here is something that when you do a video, it has to be a YouTube video. That's just the way. And it is in real time. So anytime you're changing this information, when you press save, it's in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, and this is the YouTube URL. And I'm going to save changes. I'm actually going to delete it because I don't really want this up. But you'll see it automatically populates. And even though I can't show you this because I'm in the chambers, it will automatically, once you save it, it will put it into your chamber web page. Does that make sense? Any questions? Okay, perfect. I'm going to take this out because that's just a sample. And then I'm going to go to employees. So when we say employees, that means your representatives, your employees, whoever you have. If you have team members, you can add them in. And as mentioned before, what's going to happen is you're going to see these are the active ones and the inactive ones. And what's going to happen is if people have a login, so like Danny, I know you have a login, Jan, Courtney, you guys all have logins. So what you can do is you'll be able to log in to get to your membership portal, but also to get to events. So whatever your membership login credentials are, this is how you can log in. You can also, let's go back up here. You can also log in here where it says member login, and that's on the chamber page. Okay. Again, I know this is a lot of information, so, and I'm doing it rather quickly because I want to be on time. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You have two places that you can log in. You can log in under your membership portal, or you can log in at the top of the LAX Coastal Chamber page. Either one is fine with us. Okay. And you can have as many employees that are a part of your particular organization within your organization be a part of this, and that you get to pick and choose. The other thing is that your category. So we have categories. So Danny, we decided that you were going to be events. And with that, we can have more than one category. We can have just one. This particular portion of it, if we need to change your category, we at the chamber need to do that. You guys cannot, even though you can see the categories, we would have to change that at the chamber. So if we want to go back and look at that, we can go back and look at that and modify things. And then we're going to go to, so we did binge. Now we have hot deals. As you can see, Synergy, and I do want to spruce this up, keep sprucing this up. If you have some kind of deal, if you have something that is going on within your organization that is a promotion or a deal or something of that sort, we always want to add this. A lot of times what Christina will do is she'll take from this and add it to our newsletter and say, hey guys, just to let you know, here are some of the hot deals that are happening, or here are some of the promotions happening within the chamber. So I'm always looking to spruce this up and make this a little bit more fun. In your back office, which I'm in the chamber's back office right now, you can add a hot deal and manage a hot deal. So when you add a hot deal, you go like this, it'll bring the information up. You can put the description, you can add an image, which is always a good thing to do because people like images. And then you just add the information. It'll come to us at the chamber and then we'll approve it. Or we'll ask you if there's any changes that need to be made. All right, so one of the important things, of course, is events. So right now I'm in our event setting. I'm in our chamber back office. You as a chamber member are welcome to add events. And so as you can see right here, it says categories, community, education, Chamber of Commerce. I have some events in here that are co-working, which means that it's a community event. This is Create Marketing Graphic. This is Patty, and she has put in her own personal event. Now, let me show you what that means. We have two calendars. We have the chamber calendar, which you are all used to, and then we have the community events calendar. The community events calendar are all the chamber events, but then you can see right here, community. We have a community event happening on the 23rd, which is learning about Canva, which is very important. If you don't know about Canva and you are wanting to learn graphics, Patty is amazing, but it can also change the way you do graphics, and they have a free version and a paid version. We have Avenir Memory Care, and they are opening up their office. So you can add community events, as you can see, onto the chamber calendar. All right, do I have any questions as of yet? We're going through this rather quickly.
So the website, what's the URL that we go to initially? Is it laxcoastal.com?
You're going to go to laxcoastal.com. Yep. So here is laxcoastal.com. I'm going to get rid of the events. Let me I'll open up a new tab so that, okay, so I have laxcoastal.com. And then you go to your member login. And when you go to your member login, it's going to ask you for your username and password. Your username generally, but not always, is your email address unless you changed it, and then whatever password you put in. That will allow you to get to your membership portal. Okay. And then you can do all of that back end work there. What other questions might we have?
Do you know how many
I feel like I
members?
did pretty good.
Yeah. How many members are part of LAX Coastal?
So, yep, we have 585 right now. Yeah. So, and it's fun. You know, we are always having new members join, and you know, during COVID, we had some members that either moved their business is modified. And so, we're trying to do our best and work with everybody in whatever way we can to make sure that they know this information, because that's a part of it. And also you guys connecting with one another, getting to know each other. Yes, Jan.
Is the newsletter on the internet, or does it go out in the mail?
It goes out via email.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yep. So you should be getting it every Wednesday is when we do our newsletter.
Oh, okay.
And if you're not getting it, let me know. And that means that I just need to add you. Judith usually does a really great job of adding everybody once they join. I can't see everybody, so I apologize. So if you just want to speak up, you're welcome to speak up. Otherwise, I'm going to take down this portion. One other thing is that I didn't talk about is everybody who is a chamber member as of right now has been added to our LAX Coastal magazine. So here's the LAX Coastal magazine. We have it both in the digital format and we do have print. We do send that out to over 17,000 people. When we do send it out, it goes to both homes and businesses. So just as a side note. And this was last year's, we're finishing up this year's. So I'm going to stop sharing.